Welcome to the first Hearthstone budget video of this expansion. We are, of course, in the Descent of Dragons, and this is the first thing we're getting to see. It's the Token Druid, or the Druid class in general, of course. We're starting with the Druid class, and we have a Token Druid prepared for you, which, the archetype to us when we made this was pretty clear from the start. It seemed very strong. Always has been a budget-friendly archetype. It's an aggro deck, which is a bonus point for budget players who tend to prefer climbing on the ladder for the most part, and this deck can really do that for you. So you'll see a lineup of a lot of Treants. You'll notice if you've been following this series that there's no Whispering Woods in this one. After some testing, it doesn't seem like the sort of Token Druid that really fills up your hand enough consistently to still play Whispering Woods. So we're more Treant focused here. You'll see two sort of techie choices in this deck. You'll see Tending Torrent for one, which is a versatile attacking card. It's sort of like a budget Scenarios, but it's also cheaper, so not even necessarily worse.
Honestly, I would run Tending Torrent over Scenarios.
Yeah, probably, actually.
As a matter of fact, I have run Tending Torrent over Scenarios in the past.
You're probably right. And then there's Bees, which is a very interesting defensive tool, and it actually turns out to be a very important card, a very key card in specific matchups, like the like the Galakron Warlock, or like the Mirror Match even. So we put a copy of that in there because we don't have necessarily a lot of comeback potential. Swipe is possible, but we like Bees because we have the upside of keeping tokens on the board.
Yep.
We'll hop into some games and see what we can do with this deck. Got a Hunter matchup. We're expecting Face Hunter. That seems to be the likely conclusion of this meta. We're not going to keep the Mulch Munchers on hand, though they're going to come in handy.
I'm pretty sure we're going to keep nothing on hand right now.
Yeah, we're kicking all of this. We're looking for, obviously, curve plays. If you've been around for a while, or maybe if you're completely new, this is an important principle in Hearthstone, especially if you're playing an aggressive deck, which this is. You want to play on curve. You want to have a 1-drop.
2, 3, coin, 4.
Exactly.
You don't have that much board space, but something is gonna die, maybe.
We have good stuff. So we're gonna probably be starting off playing Tree Enforcements here. Summoning our first Treant.
I can tell you, we have actually played that matchup against each other before.
Yeah.
And I feel relatively confident about it as the Druid. And
Same.
The deck that I played at the time was more aggressive than this one. Even.
I didn't feel confident about it, the matchup as a Hunter.
Yeah.
That is correct.
And I didn't have Bees in my deck when I played you, and I still ended up pulling out one victory.
Yeah. Well, out of two, which is not a huge sample size, but it feels like it should be the better deck. That is true. It might be Highlander, though, with what I've just seen there.
With a Hogsteed, yeah.
It could be. We'll play Shrubberdeer. Makes sense. By the way, if you're looking to upgrade this, say you want to commit to playing this, or you already have some more dust, you want to play sort of the full version of this, there's a couple of cards that you can certainly add to it. And if you're going for a legend, I would probably recommend Goru, the Might Tree.
Yep.
Very strong one. If you happen to have Snip Snap from the when he came for free with the Rise of the Mech, you can put him in. He's definitely very good. The Death Rattlesea summons very very valuable in token. Play landscaping here. We're trying to summon these trees, and now you see Aeroponics also very key card that came with the Descent of Dragons and actually puts the purely tree and token druid, so to speak, over the top of others featuring Whispering Woods, for example. And yes, it's Highlander Hunter, so not Face, which might be a bit tougher of a matchup for this one, actually, because he has the firepower and control power to sort of deal with what we're doing.
I mean, yeah, I just really like that next turn we have all the draw in the world if we don't get anything better.
So we have Bees just now. I think we will
do that. Do you want Bees?
Or do you want Force of Nature?
I was thinking Coin, Force of Nature, double Aeroponics.
Right. We can do that.
It seems like just a good...
Well, we drew the Mulch Muncher just now, so we're definitely setting that up.
Yeah, and also I just like getting the guaranteed 0 mana Aeroponics out.
Very strong.
Our hand is full again. You know, we've got
reload
because
power,
the weakest thing historically about the Treant Druid usually is draw.
Yeah.
And Aeroponics takes care of fixes that in a lot of aspects.
That is correct. It's very strong card. Now, of course, he had the early Zephyrs there. Try to play control with it. We're playing the exhaustion game here. I was gonna say Goru the Might Tree is probably the first legend I would recommend.
Yeah.
Snip Snap very much also possible if you have it.
Depending on how you build the deck, maybe not as much with this one, but some varieties of this can very much run Keeper Soladris as well.
Yeah.
I don't think that works too well here because we don't have that many choose one cards, but there's definitely varieties.
For that, I'd probably refer to our Rise of Shadows Token Druid 2 expansions ago, where we had where it was built a little bit more. around that way.
Yeah, what? Oh God, there's...
What speaks against Mulch Muncher? He has 3 cards on hand, played Zephyrs already, right?
That's fair. So we run the Mulch Muncher and then we Hero Power and hit the face with that, I think.
Yeah.
The 1 durability on the Mulch Muncher doesn't really matter as much. The durability, health.
The health.
The 1 health on us might
not
matter.
Possible yet.
It's a little unfortunate that we didn't draw one of our expensive spells yet. Well, I mean, we played 2 of them, but the Garden Gnome being a little unfortunate right now. It's one of those cards that is just really strong when it works.
It's Garden Gnome.
But yes, what did I say?
Yeah, no, I'm just confirming.
And whenever these situations come up, it feels a little awkward, but when it works, it works. I think this might be a good beast
Let's play bees here and then Troubadour probably.
Yeah, because too many of the bees die for anything else.
We definitely have buffs on hand. We deal big damage here with early Mulch Muncher. He has to deal with this somehow.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about the Mulch Muncher. At first, when you see the card, it looks like a defensive tool, but it can be both.
Can be both.
And we really like cards that can do both.
Because in this one, it happens to sometimes be like a better Sea Giant with Rush in the Treant heavy ones. So very, very key.
I mean, yeah, it's Sea Giant is a good comparison. I was gonna say that it's probably a Giant is a better comparison, but only historically. So let's see. Ooh.
We could play the Noble. We could also just summon a Wolf and then give power.
I think we summon the Panther and then Blessing. Yeah.
You don't want to go Solid Forest instead?
Oh, Soul works.
I like Soul. Let's do Soul and stick with that.
Yeah.
Because we're establishing sort of. Asking him to deal with this, and we're just putting the pressure.
Blessing deals some extra damage, would allow us to also Hero Power, but we're not necessarily that aggressive right now. It's just 2 points extra damage this turn.
Sticking seems very important, because if you can't clear stuff up, we'll eventually get the pressure turns. And him being at 3 with somewhat limited health, yes, there's Zilliax.
I mean, if we have 3 minions with 2 or more attack, then Hero Power and Double Blessing would have won us the game. As a matter of fact, Savage Roar still would. Zilliax makes it a little unfortunate, but I think, let's see, he's effectively at 19. We can get Savage Roar plus Blessing. That is 5.
I feel like Torn just in Hero Power might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Torn summons, let him deal with it somehow, and if not, then we play the buffs next turn. I think that makes sense.
Torn summons, Hero Power, trade this one in, hit these 2. Because, very important thing about Lifesteal, of course, we don't want to get the 2 hits in there with the face and the bee. If it didn't have Lifesteal, we probably would. Or at least we might consider it. It depends a little bit on how much we value our health. But with the Lifesteal, we can't really make that.
Force Aid, by the way, one of the bigger draws in the late game, so that's definitely one of the cards we would want. If this happens to get cleared, that will be the next card we look for.
Yes.
That would be definitely pretty huge. And with having Twin Spell, it poses a lot of issues to a lot of control decks, which is why that makes it so strong.
The really nice thing if we draw Force 8 is that we can play it, and then he'll clear like 1 or 2 of them. And then if we didn't somehow... I mean, we will win by that point probably, but if we don't, we would have Garden Gnome. If we don't have to redo the full board. If we do, because he plays like Explosive, then we would play the second Force 8 instead. So that's a little bit of extra flexibility. If we draw Force of Nature, it's actually almost as good. As a matter of fact, it's with the hand we have slightly better.
Because we have Soul of the Forest.
Because we can
push that, and it's almost unbeatable.
I was gonna say Garden Gnome, but fair enough.
Maybe that too.
I mean, it depends on how much of our board stays alive. Because
that's how you win games.
I hate people that don't just concede; they just leave.
Maybe his connection interrupted or something. I don't know.
Well,
maybe he disconnected himself.
Let's play another one.
It is
Warrior.
Time. The Siege of Orgrimmar. We'll take it on Garage. Warrior. There's several things we can actually expect here. We can expect Pirate, which will be an aggro matchup, and if he draws his weapons correctly, we're probably going to be outmatched for a while.
There's also Galakrond aggro, which is also aggro.
Which is also aggro, and there is control.
There's Galakrond control, yeah.
And there's boom control.
Oh yeah, right. So once again, our classic open of summoning a 2/2.
Pretty good, very very strong. 2/2 Treant, yes sir. The force fights back.
So yeah, the lack of a 2-drop is a little concerning, but we have. I was about to say we have a lot of potential good draws here.
We just play hero power, of course. We hit face with everything.
I was about to say, the question is how much are we worried about the rover?
Yeah, I think we should face with everything. We still haven't quite clearly established what the deck is. It's likely not pirate. That's what we know.
Yeah, that seems a little weird. It is played in Galakrond aggro sometimes, however, the rover that is.
It's a good minion. We get the sense of sort of that it might be control now.
Ugh, this is the most awkward aeroponics you're going to see, but it makes sense.
Not good draws in the beginning there, so that happens sometimes. That's very unfortunate.
Now we have two potentially active Garden Gnomes. Garden Gnome is one of those where it's just a better play than Force of Nature. Yeah. Although we might still play Force of Nature over it for mana efficiency purposes. Because then we can go Garden Gnome Troubadour after that.
I mean, next turn is turn 4, so also we have Galakrond, so we'll play Garden Gnome probably anyway. No
yes, but I was saying we might not play it on 5.
Mm-hmm. We have Galakrond time.
Which still doesn't tell us what exact archetype this is.
Nope. Time to beat the dragon. Let's go Garden Gnome. Let's drop him. Looks good. Feels good. Plays good.
I mean, I assume he's going to take the trade, of course, with the 2/2, getting rid of the 2/2 there, but that's not even too bad for us.
Only invoked once so far. So, Sign of Ruin not completely destruction yet.
This man likes going face.
He's feeling it. He's really feeling
so I think we take
How do you like Troubadour and Blessing? What is he thinking here? Is he thinking Brawl next turn? He might be thinking Brawl.
I actually like this. But we do still take one of those hits, right?
Do we?
Ah, you're right.
Why would we, right?
It's the place.
He's gonna have to clear, not us.
Well, I mean, the thing is, generally speaking, it does make sense to be like, I have something that he could trade more efficiently.
Yeah. Now Brawl comes down, I guess, and then we have confirmation that we are looking at control or faceless. Fair enough.
Well, fair enough, but not nearly as good.
No. You see that Mulch Mantra in the hand, by the way, getting better and better?
Yeah, so he was playing around the second Aeroponics, I guess, because he didn't kill the 3/4. But we do now have a lot of options.
I would make an argument for just Garden Gnome and Hero Power.
I would want to also make an argument for maybe Landscaping and the second Blessing. Is a possibility.
Perhaps. And 2 more things die to the Faceless. I would use the Hero Power to just ping one of them away.
That's true. Yeah, that's fair.
Play the other Garden Gnome, everything goes face, and just, say stop me.
So we're doing this, and then we're going face with everything else. Of course, the more Treants die, which is why making any kind of play that summons
Better
Treants is
good. Gets.
The Mulch Monster gets
We can be a bit liberal here, committing to the board because of Force 8 specifically in hand. If you don't have that, it's a bit more dubious sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we have Force 8, we have the fake Force 8, which is just playing Force of Nature and Landscaping. Same result.
No twin spell.
Yeah, no, but otherwise same result.
Yeah.
But that means we have a lot of refill.
Correct. Okay, just Shield of Galakrond doesn't seem very strong.
The worst thing about it for us is that it has Taunt.
Yeah, that's correct.
Didn't kill a 3/3.
Dubious.
That's actually pretty bad because the shield perfectly dies to 3 and 2. But, now is the question of how do we do our buffs. We can't really
do we just play Mulch Mantra? Keep going face?
Okay, first of all, let's see that we're not missing any kind of lethal here.
Alright.
That seems like a good idea.
So you're thinking like double blessing?
We only have one blessing.
Oh, it's not a twin spell anymore.
So I don't think there is a lethal here.
No,
but,
then it's not. I like the Mulch Mantra.
But it's still... Yeah, no, it's fine.
I mean, they just get Savage Roar, but I think Mulch Mantra makes the most sense. Playing smartly. And now we're really pushing. Like, he's gonna have to defend 3 turns straight at least. 4 actually. So I don't see how we're not winning this at this point. It seems very, very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what are we looking at? Like, a Brawl still leaves us with a very likely win. And that's pretty much almost the strongest thing you can do to us. Ooh,
okay, what?
Oh, right, this is this the aggro variety?
It would appear as that, yes.
Just a generic...
it is the aggro variety. That is correct. But obviously we won, so that's good. Mulch Mantra coming in hot again. Let's play one more game, see if we can get another matchup and show this off one more time. Alright, Warlock time. We might be able to see one of the matchups here that we prepped against a little bit with the Carbeat. which is the
yeah, I think we'll keep everything but Savage Roar.
I would agree.
The thing about Dendrologist is optimally you play it if with the Treant, which is also by Treant Forces, makes
very strong
Dendrologist
one.
so much more significant here. If we get to the point where we're playing a 2-drop, there's obviously...
Yeah, we
Is it just coin Dendrologist?
Yes.
That seems like just a pretty good trade.
Yeah, that is the play.
Dendrologist is one of those cards that you can never be afraid to just play.
We have to recognize here that this is an aggro matchup.
Yeah.
So we cannot afford to fall behind in any way too much. And he's gonna be probably the one deck that's even faster at generating stuff from the board than us. So we'll have to keep up here. Beast can be useful.
Also noteworthy, there is the nerfs are coming up like within a couple of days of this being recorded and might just be out by the time it's released. So that means that his deck gets nerfed, not ours.
Correct.
And we're summoning another minion.
Yes.
And we're taking the trade.
Absolutely.
And now we're basically controlling the board.
Yes. We expect like Evil Genius.
Yeah.
Probably best play for him at this point.
That is if he has it, of course. Which, 4 cards, 2 of which were drawn from the mulligan.
Second egg. Huh.
And now we just drew expand. Perfectly into something.
Now we expand and we go. Make him catch up,
Yeah. If we can draw a soul next turn, our board is basically locked. There's not much you can do.
Okay, so there's his Mania, his first invokes, so we have Galakron confirmed. Not a big surprise.
Not surprised, yeah.
I think it's just Aeroponics time now.
And maybe
then
Bees.
Probably will unleash Bees.
Well, it depends on what we draw, but it appears like it's Bees, yeah.
Yeah.
And now I think we'll just put him on an Imp.
Yes, we will.
Just to have, first of all, more minions. Second of all, to not have him have more minions.
And then goes face.
We will go face. There is technically a consideration to be made about maybe hitting with a Treant to preserve the Dendrologist, but it's not that worthwhile.
I like this. I like the board we're looking at right now.
Yeah. Also, we have summons for next turn, so
in his perspective, we could be winning next turn, so he needs to take care of it. Seagiant is very strong for him, obviously.
I mean, heck, if he doesn't trade, and we draw a Savage Roar,
you can only take one trade to begin with.
Yeah. Let's see. I think if we draw Savage Roar, we still win. So we could still win. And that's what it was. I thought for a second there he was looking Hoodoo Grim Rally.
If it was could have been worse. Aeroponics for sure.
I was about to say if we play Aeroponics, we could just draw into a win. That seems like a worthwhile thing. And there's
a Savage Roar.
That's it.
That's Savage Roar. Savage Roar is GGO. We'll take it. Bees coming into great effect, and we got perfect lethal too. With the hero. Never forget to calculate Savage Roar buffs the hero. He has 0 cards, 0 health, 0 desire to play the game of Hearthstone anymore. This Token Druid is pretty damn good for the budget. We can highly recommend it. Obviously, we put a lot of work into it, and it's the deck that we came up with, so we recommend it because we tried to make it as good as possible. If you try this out, let us know in the comments. Please give us some feedback, and feel more than welcome to join our Discord server, where you can talk to us directly and our entire community, which is a fun bunch, and you can join that for free. Just hang out. If you have any questions, maybe you're more of a beginner at Hearthstone, definitely join the community. We'll help you out, get you balling with decks like this, and get you on the right path to climb the ladder and make legends soon. Or rank 12 at least, or 10, or whatever your goal is.
Battlegrounds feels a lot better now than
this deck can get you there. So we've playtested this deck in training on my account up to rank 4 on this month's ladder, and it performs pretty well. I think it has a small chance, for those who care, a very small chance of carrying you to legend, though. I would reckon that you probably want Gore just for the extra stability in that sort of undertaking, but anything to
obviously people always ask when we talk about upgrades, what do you take out? In this case it's Tending Tauren.
You take Tending Tauren.
It seems pretty obvious. Correct. But just pointing it out.
Just saying. You take Tending Tauren out if you have Goru, and you're pretty much set to go with this deck. It's incredibly strong for the mana cost, for the dust cost. So hopefully that's gonna help you out. Hopefully you all like this, and if you did, then drop a like on the video, thumbs up. That would greatly help us out. Subscribe to TrashcanTV because we have more of those coming up, of course, for other classes too. And this marks the start of this expansion's budget series, so the other ones will be coming up in say a once or twice per week rhythm. Hopefully, if not, many more wrenches are thrown into our operation, which has happened twice already. So we'll have to make some adjustments to some things, potentially. But this one was never really in doubt. It's a great deck and potentially the best one of the bunch. So we wanted to kick it off with that. That being said, thank you for watching, and until next time, JJ.
That's it.
That's it.